Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Season 2. Yes, this series is still going strong. I don't know how or why, but let's just continue with this introduction, as per usual. In last week's episode, Max and Callus traversed the mountain path that Bourne provided for them. As they were traversing it, they were talking about a very good show that you should watch. Which show? Well, go watch the last episode and you'll know which show we're talking about. Their conversation was cut short as the mountain began to shake and vibrate and rocks came falling down onto the two travelers. Uh-oh, you know what that means. Smells like trouble. Anyway, Max took cover and Callus had a minor episode. And then fog came in and Max said, I wonder what this could be, as he saw a shadowish man-looking person. They then continued down the path and the shaking got more intense, and then Callus had a more manic breakdown where he saw light thinking he had died, but he didn't, thank God. And he ran up the hill, and Max said, yes, go get him! And then the Shadow Man jumped, closed the path, and then knocked out Callus and left Max to almost wet himself. But don't worry, he didn't. After discombobulating the two travelers, the Shadow Man jumped down and met face to face with Max, who was frightened, with his sword shaking like a little baby. But the Shadow Man appeared to be a tall, brooding, scruffy man with, well, really drabby clothes. He introduced himself to Max, asked where they were going, and said, hey, can I come along with you? And Max said, sure. So after that, the big brute man opened the path, they left the mountains, and went to a lush greenery scenery. Ooh, that rhymed. And the big man finally introduced himself as Magnus the Mountain Mover. And that is where the episode ended. We are now on episode 15, The Enchanted Grotto. Oh, thank God, finally they're here. I was beginning to think this place was not real. Let's dive in now, shall we? A party of one has now turned into a party of 3? I'm not quite sure myself. I don't know if Magnus is temporarily with Max and Callus, or if he is part of the main party. Stay tuned, I guess, and find out sometime later? For now, the 3 amigos are traveling from the mountains and make their way across a very green, serene, and peaceful open land to a small nearby town where they will be resting for the evening. Like last time, the 2, Callus is still knocked out. The 2 share a conversation, but looking at Max's face, he seems rather annoyed. And I haven't even said anything yet. This amuses me, as you can clearly tell, and I can't help but wonder why. Let's chime in and see what they're talking about. You see, that is when I knew it was a rock all along. No other man can dwell on those mountains as long as I have. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so bored. Oh wow, no way. A rock on a mountain? Who would have thunk? My thoughts exactly! When I found out it was just a rock, I removed it with my mountain-moving strength. With a swift kick to its head, and then it fell like a house of cards. Dang, that's really impressive. You, Magnus the Mountain Mover, kicked a little rock and it fell real easy? Indeed! I have another story, similar to where I fought the mountain. Oh, now I see why Max is annoyed. His new party member is very proud, but dull with his stories. As he prattles on with another mundane story, Callus, who is being carried on Magnus's back, wakes up in a daze. His head bobs side to side as he comes to. Where am I? He looks down to see a dirt path moving, which prompts him to look up to see the mountains from where he and Max were earlier. He then remembers what happened and wonders what transpired since then. He feels a heavy bump, a slight jerk, and gets jostled a little. His eyes open wide as he thinks he's figured out what has happened to him and Max. Oh no, the dang retirement agents finally found and captured me. They may have also captured Max and sent him to an early retirement as well. I must break free from these clutches and rescue Max. The next divot in the dirt path that Magnus steps into causes Callus to bump back, and he uses that to his advantage. He slides off of Magnus's shoulder, rolls away, jumps, and readies a fighting stance. Ha! it right there, retirement agent. Max and Callus stop and turn to see Callus is up, and up to no good. Again. Hey, Callus finally woke up. Magnus smiles and rests his hands on each side of his hip, leaving himself open. Oh, the old man's up. Callus looks up at Magnus with fierce intensity, ready to strike like a withered cobra at any moment. Max looks confused and just stands there waiting to see what's going to happen. This is where I end things with you and your scandalous business. I shall end you here. Rah! Callus hobbles his way to Magnus, chopping his hands, trying to fight him off. Eventually, after 5 minutes of hobbling, Callus strikes Magnus with several chops, and when he finishes, he's more tired than he's ever been. Oh, the poor lad. There. I hope that was enough for you to get the message. If not, and I hope you're ready for round 2. That wasn't nearly enough for me to even get a massage. And you know why that is? Max sighs as he's about to hear the never-ending story of Magnus. Why is that, you big old lug? Magnus grins and laughs out loud, sending out shockwaves with his laugh and followed announcement. 'Cause I'm Magnus the Mountain Mover! The strongest man in all of Galavandriel! So loud. After the shockwaves ended, Callus gets up and Max finishes cleaning out his ears with his pinky. Ew, look at the earwax. Ugh, disgusting, Max. Ever heard of a Q-tip, you dirty boy? Well, that last part is new. Callus, you can stand down. He's with us for now, I guess. As mentioned, he is Magnus the Mountain Mover. Yeah, that. He's coming with us to the Enchanted Grotto. Magnus, this is Callus the Archmage. I met him in Beauville, and he's the reason why we're looking for the Enchanted Grotto. Magnus was the one that closed our path, and the reason why you were knocked out. He is not a retirement agent. Callus relaxes and scratches his head, then shrugs. All right, works for me. So where are we headed? Unsurprised by Callus's casual shift in behavior, Max points to the town just down the path of them. Callus smiles and nods and takes the lead. You fellas have been walking for a while. What were you talking about? I would like to join the conversation. Splendid! We were talking about how I became Magnus the Mountain Mover. Fascinating. Did you move a mountain first and call yourself Magnus the Mountain Mover? Or did you start small, like moving a rock to a larger rock, then to a boulder, and then eventually mountain? How did you get there? I'm trying to figure it out. As Callus indulges in Magnus's never-ending stories of self-admiration, Max covers his ears with both hands, keeps his head low, and walks ahead. Soon they make it into a small town called Anor. Nothing special, just a small stop to get some rest and maybe some food. While they go through the town in search of an inn, Magnus goes on and on about how he is Magnus the Mountain Mover and such, and annoys the crap out of both Max and I. But Callus is intrigued with every story. Magnus the Mountain Mover. Dear Lord, does he ever shut the hell up? Oh, sorry. Eventually, they make it to an inn, and just in time as the sun begins to set. They walk in one at a time. Max steps in regularly. Callus hunches over because, he's old. And Magnus has to squeeze, or he'll bust through the door frame. Max gestures to the two to wait as he goes to get a room. Hello, sir. How can I help you with this fine evening? Hi, yes, excuse me. Do you have a room available for 2 people and maybe an extra room for someone else? Very well, we can help accommodate you, but there is one thing. We only have 1 room available. It is with 1 bed only. While Max is away, Callus shares a funny little tidbit with Magnus. Let's chime in. What, you only have a 1-bedroom room available? Hey, Magnus! Want to hear something funny? Well, I'm sorry, sir. That is all we have. What is it, old-timer? Come on, man. Have you seen how big he is? Your name is Magnus, and mine is Callus. Yes, sir, I understand. Our names are near similar because they end in us. And I can very well see that your friend over there is quite a large fellow. Isn't that amusing? Like I said, we have no more extra rooms. Your room that you are booking right now is the last one. Magnus pauses for a moment and lets what he said sink in. Once it does, Magnus laughs out loud. Ha ha ha! Wait, that's not my laugh. No, look at him. Look how big he almost broke your door frame. That is quite funny, Callus. Please, 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 please. The only thing missing from your name is Mountain Mover, and we could practically be brothers. Please, I don't understand you. Give me one moment. Very well, sir. Just then, Max steps away from the keeper running the inn and goes to Magnus all huffy. Uh-oh. Oh, I wonder what's wrong with Max. What's wrong with the shrimp over there? Uh-oh, he's coming this way. He's coming over all mad. He grabs Magnus's beard and pulls it down and pulls it in close. Magnus, shut up! If I have to hear the words Mountain Mover or I'm gonna kick you out of the party. Gabish? Why? It's who I am and what I do. People need to know who they're talking to when they see me. I don't think people care, and frankly, neither do I. I've had enough. Not a peep about mountains or movers out of you for the rest of the day. But no buts! Now sit still and hush up while I finish getting us a room. Jesus. Oh, he told you. Magnus crosses his arms and pouts. Well, I don't blame him. What a douche. Max returns to the innkeeper. After a while, they get into a small dispute about possibly renting an extra room for Magnus, but the clerk says otherwise. Like I said before, sir, the only room left available is what we have offered you. I don't understand your confusion with why you cannot get another room, and honestly, your attitude is starting to become a little rude. It's like you're making an Max immediately covers the innkeeper's mouth. The innkeeper is visibly confused, concerned, and a little disgusted. Before being cut off by Max, Magnus heard a familiar word and perked his head up like a dog when the word walk is mentioned. Whatever you do, please don't finish that sentence. I beg of you. Max removes his hand from the innkeeper, but keeps a hard stare at him and nods his head. What sentence? Making a mountain out of a molehill? Why is that so wrong to say? No, why did you say it? Max shuts his eyes and tries to bear for what is about to happen. Oh no, me too. Here we go. Magnus smiles ear to ear and saunters over to the innkeeper and looks down at him. Cover your ears, folks. You know what's coming. It's funny you should mention mountains out of molehills. And why is that, sir? Because I'm Magnus, the Mountain Mover! Good heavens, my ears. After that loudly annoying blunder, the three share a light meal, somehow. It's funny how the writer never mentions or has mentioned how Max or Callus or Magnus covers the cost of the inn or the meal, but whatever. Anything is possible, I guess. I'm not gonna let this bother me. Night has fallen, and the three go to their one little room with a single bed in the middle of it. Magnus is intrigued by what a bed is and rushes over to it and lays on it. Ooh, what is this? Is this what they would call a bed? Give it a shot. As all of his weight rests on it, the bed frame creaks and cracks, but manages to hold him. Oh! He takes a deep breath, and it cracks some more. He then breathes out before passing out himself. Good night. Just when he let his breath out, making him slightly lighter, the bed frame gave way, breaks apart, and crashes into the floor. With that in mind, you would think someone as big as Magnus would wake up, but no. Instead, he stretches, grunts, and then passes out. Callus falls asleep as soon as they enter the room. Good night. He stands by the entrance like a coat rack and is out cold with drool dangling from his mouth. Max sighs and goes to the bathroom and sleeps in the bathtub. Yep, there goes the bed. Well, at least Callus is sleeping. Alright, dibs on the bathtub, I guess. Morning comes, and the three quickly leave the inn to avoid paying for any damages, because they're all man-children and avoid responsibility like it's the bubonic plague. That is interesting, because Max was told by Rupert that he is a very responsible guy earlier in the series, but I guess that went out the window, much like them. The three hit the road, and after a couple of hours, they make it to the other mountain that Magnus mentioned. Ah, here we are. Magnus, would you kindly open this mountain for us? No. Magnus doesn't do what he's asked of. Instead, he crosses his arms, turns away from Max, and pouts like a rebellious child. Attaboy. You can finally say those words again, Magnus. Now would you please open this mountain for us? Yes, indeed, I can, Max. Magnus smiles and immediately digs his hands into the mountain and pries it open for the three of them to pass through. After you.
Wow, he really is Magnus the Mountain Mover. Splendid work, young man.
When they make it through to the other side, they are met with a luscious scene of greenery. Again, we couldn't use any other words, Mr. Writer. The area is filled with various plants, trees, bushes, shrubs, and many, many insects and woodland creatures. It's just like Rupert's garden, but far bigger and with a wider variety. It's a beautiful tropical paradise, and in the middle of it lies the largest tree in the area. Magnus points in that direction, and they make their way over. Like last time, the three get swept into the beauty of it all, lock arms, and hop, skip, and jump their way to the tree. And again, like last time, there is copyrighted music. So, yeah, you can't hear it. Don't get your hopes up. Eventually, they make it to the tree and break formation and look around the area in search of the sage. As they begin their search, a cool, gentle breeze blows by them, and with the wind, the large tree makes an odd creaking and moaning noise. Max perks his head up to hear the moaning, thinking it's the sage stuck in the tree or something. But he finds nothing, just a thick set of bushes that surround the trunk of the area. As he turns away, a strong breeze blows through the area. They all cover their faces as a mild wind torrent rips through the area. Ooh, I just spat on my screen. Ooh, my bad. Sorry, guys. When it settles down, the three look up at the tree to see its bark twist and turn, and as it does, the tree rises higher into the sky, and its branches spread and extend over the entire area, shielding it from the outside world.
Where'd the sun go?
Oh wait, in my script it says, form the outside world. Oh well, thank God I'm good at improvising, right? Darkness covers the area, but soon the sunlight breaks through the little crevices between the branches, illuminating the area.
Oh, there it is.
After light breaks through, the twisting of the bark slows, and then eventually stops, but leaves a few ridges and bumps.
Oh,
The three group up and look up at the tree to see the bark twist, move, and groan. Then suddenly, the bark opens to a pair of eyes and a large mouth taking form.
Wait, is that a face?
The tree is sprung to life, and from its large tree mouth, it breathes in air like a human.
Did that tree just breathe?
When it comes to its senses, it looks around to see Max and his small party. It scans the area around them, and then in just one glance alone, the tree closes in on Max and senses something coming from him.
It's staring at us.
Can't be aura. Max is not an aura farming kind of gentleman. It knows who he is, and why he has come, and how it was summoned before him. The tree then smiles.
Well, that's quite peculiar.
And speaks out to Max and the others.
Oh.
Hello there, traveler from another world. You spent many days and met many folks to get here. Rest assured, for you have finally come to the right place. I am the Sage of Ages. Yep, it's a talking tree. First a direction-providing horse, now a talking tree. How cliché. That's it for this episode, I guess. I wonder what's next. Maybe a group of dancing monkeys or a singing turtle. Who knows? Thanks for stopping by, and I bid you a farewell. I'm going to go and leave and scream into a pillow because this story is driving me absolutely bonkers mad. Good night!